This is a video that is going to highlight um, the reliability and overall functionality of the Walther PPQ 43 caliber paintball marker. It is extremely weighty. This is almost identical to the real thing in weight, feel, finish, and overall functionality. As you can see, it has yellow dots for the sights, and those sights, I believe, although I have not tried to adjust them, possibly just remove them. So this Walther PPQ 43 caliber paintball marker has been put through real life tests. Okay, this thing has been put through it. All right, what I will say, which is a very good feature of function for the Walther PPQ 43 caliber paintball marker, is that its seal for the clip here is extremely well built. I will say, whatever this seal is here is very well built. I must say, the clip itself, okay, and it may be missing a part or two here or there. That being because, of course, this thing was put through it, which I will address those type concerns momentarily. Don't want to advertise for anybody. So, give me a second here. Readjust something. Okay. You would pull your spring down, load the balls in one at a time. I believe this takes 8. Okay. You would slide this cap forward and then use this tool that, although at first you'll find it to be a little awkward, which I do, you'll see that you just kind of push it out. Here it is. There it goes. Okay, and it works pretty good. It's not stripping, and it's still holding up fairly well, I must say. As you can see, there's some serious ravel. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to address this now. I think it's time. This, for some reason, has a very hard time holding its own magazine. Sure, it goes in, but because this is kind of, I like it, but because it's such a flimsy design, it's easy to push this forward. This type magazine release, since it's almost flush with the thumb guard, it's easy, pow, 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 during the heat of blowback and to drop your magazine. So this magazine ended up falling all the way apart, dropping to the ground, and basically self-destructing. This is something that I'm very disappointed with. Now, I have done reviews on higher end, what is believed to be more reliable BB guns. This is the Barra 009. Okay, it too has magazine problems. This is the Glock 19, I believe. Yeah, it's got to be the 19. This is the 19, I'm pretty sure. Yes. This is the 19 subcompact. Okay. While it doesn't have clip problems, if you don't know how to remove your slide so that you can clean it and you know it's, but other than that it's fairly reliable except for the fact that the back where the clip is falls off. Okay, so I mean I have worked through every potential problem that a person could come across while operating one of these, um, shy of actually shooting a live person to see what the actual results are. But overall, functionality is fine. Again, I've this thing has been used to stand up off of the ground. Okay, in the event of some attack where maybe you've hurt the other hand and you want to try to use this to steady yourself up, maybe to take action. Okay, look it. Because of this thin piece of aluminum protruding from the barrel, it's bent. Okay, it's bent. All right. And I was very disappointed with that. Extremely disappointed. Because I had to pry it back open to make sure that there is nothing interfering with the release of a projectile. This is a very hard hitting airsoft marker. The trigger. One time when the clip came out while practicing, it startled me because it hit my toe. And this is very heavy. This thing is a brick and it's very hard. I dropped this. When I dropped it, the trigger popped out. The trigger popped right out. The safety feature on the trigger popped right off. I had to piece it all back together without opening it. Okay, I was fairly successful, but then I had to tape it, twist tie, melt, electrical tape, melt. Okay, to get this to function again as you know it is supposed to. But it went right back into action, no problem. Okay. Um, it does come with a rubber cleaning rod. Um, some people prefer the quick puncture magazine, and I've saw lots of complaints about it not having a quick puncture magazine. So if you're interested in something like this, okay, you need to know two things. Number one, I don't think that the manufacturer is going to say, you know what, big guy, we appreciate this review. We're going to send you two of them, okay, just for your inconvenience. I'd be the happiest person in the world. But since that's not the case, I want you guys to be very mindful that this replacement is almost $60. When I purchased this, it was about $140. Now it's almost $200. So you can get the quick puncture, but I think you'd be wasting your time, to be honest. To be honest, I like this design because it has a very good seal. And because it has a very good seal, you can put one of these in here and it'll stay for a long time with very little to no release of air. Okay, I must say so. I mean, I change it regularly just to make sure that there are no real issues. Okay, even if it's not in use. All right, and I've done that purposely to make sure that anybody who wants to purchase one of these, you know that you can leave the CO2 cartridge in there for a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3, and then replace it just to be safe, okay? To make sure that if this is being used as either an airsoft marker, or excuse me, yes, an airsoft marker, or a paintball marker, sorry, or a form of self defense, okay, that you don't have to spend a lot of money replacing the CO2s. When I tell you, first, and I want to try to keep this video very short, but here, I want to explain something to people who have a very bad understanding of these and just how serious this thing is, okay? These balls, these rubber balls, they have a piece of steel. It's a steel ball on the inside. It's properly weighted so that this is going to throw it at you, not like a bullet, but you'll feel, just Google some videos on the injuries that those little balls cause people, okay? Do I think if an attacker had a firearm and I open fire on him first, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, aiming specifically at the face, that he would drop his firearm? He just might. I'm not gonna lie to you. This thing is a beast. Okay? I like BBs too. A BB is nothing but buckshot at a lower velocity. This is like being, having a rock hurled at you hard. Okay? You can fill a car tire with the pressure from this CO2. Not an entire tire, of course. Okay? But you can lift the car back up, okay, with a CO2. You don't believe me, you Google it. Now, imagine this pressure hurling this little projectile at you. Just know that it doesn't throw it at you, it hurls it at you. I think this is a great alternate method of self-defense that is non-lethal, despite all of the problems that I have had in torturing this gun, which did not take much, just cheap construction, all right? For this to be so heavy, this should have been constructed a little bit better, all right? But overall, I would still give this a 10. But buyer beware. If you're not going to be willing to fix or to tinker with it to keep it fully functional and accurate, don't bother with it. Don't bother with it, okay? But overall, if somebody was coming into my front door, would I use this? Even if they had a gun in their hand? I would not be afraid. I would not be afraid. Remember, once you hit somebody with something like this, okay, like I said, Google some videos, take a look. Once you hit somebody with something like this, they're going to see and sing Star Spangled Banner. Trust me. That's something to think about, Will it compete with a firearm? No. We know the answer to that. All right? Is it a good alternative to a firearm, especially maybe for someone convicted of a crime or in a state where gun laws are very strict? I think it is a great method of pest control. I think it is a great method of attacker deterrence. And would I be afraid to use this before pulling a secondary weapon like a knife against an attacker who has a knife with just enough space in between us for me to make him think twice? I would not think twice. This would be my go-to first, and then if I have to finish the job with a knife, I would. So, this is what I have to say about the Walther PPQ 43 caliber paintball marker. If you appreciated the time, effort, and energy spent on this video and its information, like, share, subscribe. Thank you.